Senior Stephen Madison has not only been the WAC Player of the Week 4 times this season, he also leads the team in points and rebounds. The forward, from Portland, Oregon, entered the program as a true freshman.
I mean, starting here as a freshman and then working my way up for 4 years, you have to work. It's just like any job. You start somewhere new, you start at the bottom, and you work your way to the top.
As a freshman, Madison averaged 5.7 points per game and only 2 rebounds, but he played all 32 games for Idaho. Years of hard work has transformed this quiet leader into the player he is today.
Try to show these young guys what it's like here and what it's like to play at Division I level and in this conference, and how every game is precious and how every possession of a game is precious and how we have to cherish every moment we have, because it goes by just like that.
As a senior, Madison averages just under 20 points per game and 8 rebounds. It is a strong bond between he and Coach Don Verlin that Madison credits for his success both on and off the court.
Even dealing with him before I got here, it was good to start doing the process, and even over my 4 years while I've been here, he's really helped me through a lot of things and done a lot of things for me, and he's made me a better person. Just how organized he is, it's really translated and helped me in my schoolwork and even on the basketball court.
A well-respected coaching staff and his teammates have given the confidence to make an impact here at Idaho.
That's been also a great blessing of coming to Idaho, has been the teammates that I've had. And, ever since I've been here, we've really all got along, and I think that's what's helped us as a team become better as the season goes on.
Teammates like Idaho junior Connor Hill have always been there over the years to support Madison.
He's improved in all aspects of his game, and not only that, he is improved just as a person. He has a child now, he has a daughter, he has a girlfriend, and that was pretty neat to see him go through that process and just stick with it. I know it wasn't always easy for him, but he endured, and I'm really proud of him for what he's done. So
as the season winds down, Madison reflects over his time as a Vandal.
I've gained a lot of friends here, and I don't regret any moment of it. It's been awesome. Every day and every way we get a little better. Every day and every way we all stay together, and then we say the number of wins we have, and it's just something to think about after practice, and just to every day bring everything we can and get better every day. And if we do, we'll make our goals at the end of the season.
Saturday, Madison had a career-high 42 points off 16 for 21 from the field, tying for second in Idaho history field goals made in a game, and moved into the 4th position on Iowa's career scoring list, passing his former teammate Kyle Barone. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Danny Jewell.
Back with Don Verlin here and Stephen Madison. Obviously the fans, that was enjoyable to watch, to listen to. But what was it like as a coach, coaching that player and seeing the performance he did?
Well, Steve was obviously in his zone that night, no question about it. He was aggressive right from the opening tip. At half he had 20 points, and then to follow up in the second half with 22. That's a game for most guys. And he put 2 halves back to back. And the thing he did, he only missed 1 2-point field goal. And the one thing Steve's really able to do is finish in traffic, and he did that a number of times against Utah Valley, against bigger guys, and couldn't be happier for him. What a whale of a game. Wish we could have come out with a win, but what a great performance by Steve.
When you have a player that starts to get in the zone and is starting to get a lot of points, do you change your adjustment all of a sudden? It's get the ball to Stephen Madison?
Well, you've seen us play enough that Steve gets the ball quite a bit. I mean, he's the leader in shots attempted by almost 70 on the year, and so Steve's going to get a lot of looks. And yeah, definitely feed the horse. If the horse is rolling, keep getting him the ball. And I thought our guys did a good job. Chris Helbling and Tim Murphy they called the plays and did a good job of getting Steve the ball. Steve did a great job of finishing him, but you got to give the credit to the teammates. I mean, our teammates did a good job of finding him when he was open, in transition, on the break, coming off ball screens, all the things that go into the game of basketball. They did a great job getting him the ball.
What does it do for you when you game plan to have a player like Stephen Madison, when you know he can go off like that? Does that help you out when you're planning for opponents?
Well, obviously, but they plan for him too, and they're going to take things away. And the best teams that we've had here have been balanced scoring teams, and that's what you try to do, is you try to make sure you're not real predictable. And sometimes we get a little too predictable, strictly going to Steve, and they will double him or do different things against him. But that's what made that performance so special, is because Dick Hunsaker and Utah Valley is probably the best defensive team in the conference, and to do that against them was an awful special evening.
Stephen Madison, he passes Kyle Barone as in all-time scoring. He's now 4th. You've been with Kyle Barone, you've been with Stephen Madison. What do players like that, guys like that, do for your program for the future?
To come in here and play 4 years, play 4 years straight, no redshirt year, and have the kind of career he had. And the most important thing, just like Kyle, is Steve will graduate in the spring. Kyle graduated last spring. That's what it's all about. You know, Steve, once the spring is over with, will have a chance to you know, get his professional game on, but right now he'll finish this season, finish his degree, and then he's set for his future.
You get ready now for the last games at home, right here in Memorial Gym, not at the Cal Spectrum with conflicts with the Jazz Festival. But as you look at, obviously, you play Cal State Northridge, non-conference opponent this late in February. Do you like that as a coach?
Well, we didn't have much of a choice. You know, with the way the season, the games worked with the WAC conference, and you know, we had an earlier 10-day break. We were going to go back-to-back of a week break, and that late in the season, it's hard. You know, January and February is the time of year you want to play games, not practice. No, I don't like it, to be honest with you, but it was what we had to do. So, you know, we're going to look forward to playing Cal State Northridge this week, something I'm calling Senior Week, with Northridge being on Tuesday, and then we follow up on Saturday at 1 o'clock versus Grand Canyon. And you know, I encourage all the Vandal fans to come out and watch Steve and watch Glenn and watch Joe. They've all worked their tails off to make this program what it is, and it's the last chance to see him here in Moscow.
Let's talk about your seniors. Obviously, Stephen Madison, we've been talking about him, very familiar to the Vandal program and Vandal fans. Glenn Dean transfers from Utah, and a lot of people have picked up on him. But Joe Kammer, what can you tell us about Joe Kammer that maybe people don't know?
Class guy. Stands for all the right things. Joe graduated in 4 years. He's working on his postgraduate degree as we speak. He's been a very good student, has been an ambassador for our program. You know, has done a great job representing the University of Idaho and our basketball team. And you know, I knew that when we recruited Joe, but he's even exceeded my expectations of being just such a class human being.
As you look at senior day, and you call it senior week, obviously you want 2 wins, but are you the kind of coach that you want Steve, you want Glenn, you want Joe to kind of soak it in, enjoy time with friends and family? Yeah,
it's always hard. You know, I always encourage our guys, this is a celebration. It's not a funeral, all right? We need to celebrate their career. We need to go out and enjoy it. We need to do the things that we need to do to win the basketball games. That's first and foremost, and everything else will take care of itself.
The game plan now as you look forward, especially with Grand Canyon on Saturday, what do you have to do? You played on the road and it was a tough environment there.
Yeah, Grand Canyon's a good basketball team. They're very balanced. They're playing very good basketball right now. They'll have quite a few days off. They actually play Seattle U on Thursday, but you know, what we've got to do is just slow them down. I think they hung 89 points or something on us down there in Phoenix about a month ago. So what we got to make sure we do is bring our defense and rebounding. That's what's going to help us win versus Grand Canyon.
Well, Coach, best of luck for this weekend.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank Coach, and you heard him. Pack Memorial Gym right here, as it'll be the last home game of the season, taking on Grand Canyon. It's the women coming up next, and Tom Purvis sat down with John Newley. That comes your way next when Inside the Idaho Vandals returns.